I'm Gloria Strode and welcome to Straightforward. Today we're going to talk about some of our great resource people in the community. And my first team is Mr. Donnie Johnson, a firefighter, and Mr. Darren Smith, who is the manager of one of my favorite places, Bargain Town. You all are out in the counties. You've expanded your mentoring program. And so you're in your third year now.
Yes.
Okay. And so how did this come to be? Was it just something you fell into, or your brothers, you got together and just decided you needed to do something in the community with the young kids?
We got together. We sat back and seen that a lot of things was going on, especially with everything going on with the schools now. We kind of got together, want to do something to give back. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of women that volunteer in the school, so we want to pretty much put a male presence in the school. Just
so the children will have that positive male role model.
Right.
And so in your day job, you're a firefighter.
Correct.
So when you come to the school, I mean, I know that's really big, you know. And so when you're coming there, what activities do you all actually have with the children when you're visiting the schools?
Well, one activity that we do, of course, when we visit, it's under the umbrella of the Red Brothers Mentoring Club. But we'll read to the children. We'll do lunch with the children. We'll talk to them about life. Just making sure that they feel motivated to be in school. Mm-hmm. You know, we interact with them, make them laugh a little bit, and by me being a firefighter, like you mentioned, when the firemen go to the school, of course it's a bit exciting because they
like
have
being
the fire
a rock
truck.
star.
I don't know about that, but you know, it's fun.
Because it's something that's really interesting.
You're right.
It's intriguing.
Right.
So it's like, they're thinking of the big fire engine and all of that.
And the beautiful thing about it is, like, when they see the fire truck pull up to the school and they see the apparatus or whatnot, they look at us as being good people, and that's something like a local hero to them.
Exactly.
So, you know, it'll definitely keep their minds it'll definitely keep them goal-oriented.
Right.
You know,
and you want them to be goal-oriented,
Exactly.
and that's why you all are going in reading.
Exactly.
Okay, so since you all were here last time, you have grown this mentoring program.
Yes,
and so you're in multiple counties now.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're kind of like two states. Georgia and Alabama.
Right.
Yeah. So you've expanded into the Phoenix City area.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so what school are you?
Well, right now we pretty much waiting on Westview.
Okay.
It's another school in Russell County actually waiting to get us in their schools.
Right.
Pretty much you got to go through all the different background checks.
Oh,
to make sure
absolutely, because we
everything
want the kids to be safe.
Right.
But you all have already put those wheels in motion.
Yes, ma'am.
So that you can do that. And because you are managing one of the main retail stores in the area, you're trustworthy. They know where to find you.
Yes, ma'am.
And in the world that we're living in, that's very important.
Yes, ma'am.
So what they're doing is clearing you all now so you can start to go into the schools over on the Phoenix City side.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So will you be reading with them, having lunch, activities?
Absolutely.
Pretty much the same thing. And like I said, you know, as long as they feel that presence of positive males, pretty much looking at us like, you know, maybe one day they want to tag along to be a Red Devil Bro, or even their own organization to try to keep kids positive, out of trouble, and, you know what I'm saying, to keep them. I mean, we might just be mentoring the next president.
You never know.
You never know.
You're really trying to train them up, as we would say, train them up in the way that they should go.
Right.
So when the schools have activities, like we're almost to the end of the year, do you all go and participate in the field days? And because a lot of the kids are from single parent homes.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's where you all are trying to stand in the gap. Or if they have a father that's working and can't flex that schedule.
Right.
So you all show up to say, it's not always the moms, it's not the females, but we're here to stand in the gap.
Exactly.
So that's like fathers being involved.
Correct.
Right.
And we also actually work booths down there as well. Last year we did the basketball booth down at Randolph County's field day.
Really?
And we pretty much from start to end, we worked the basketball booth and gave prizes.
Oh, okay. So they could come and shoot the basketball and win something.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. And so you all did that at no cost.
No cost.
That's your way of giving back.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And so what age groups are you all working with?
Well, we're pretty much from pre-K all the way up to 5th.
Pre-K.
And we just gravitate up with them.
Okay. And so as they get older, as I understand it, you all will track them, this group that you're working with.
Right.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
going to follow them to see them graduate.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's the mission.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you can just have your own track record of all of your achievers and your stars.
Exactly.
ma'am.
Right. So how have the parents received you? Because the children are always excited when guests come and you all make
Right.
them feel special. Have you had any good parent support? Or
Yes,
Absolutely.
We've had parents, they actually, as well as the principals and stuff, when we come in the school system, sometimes you'll have parents coming to drop the kids off, to come shake our hands or hug
Really?
us, like, they appreciate us being there. Because nowadays, a lot of towns, cities, you got the guys where it's lacking.
Yes.
So, that's where we're trying to, just be a force.
And stand in that gap.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And so how does the fire department feel about this? Well, I know you, because you all keep some strange hours, firefighters.
ma'am.
So, but they are in agreement because that helps to bring
Right,
your presence into the community.
Into the community, yes, most definitely. It's just like the fire department. We're already like a strong presence in the community. So when we can also extend from the fire department into the lives of the children, and just be somebody for them to, I guess, kind of look up to.
A role model.
You'll be a role model.
A positive
role model.
Because we know we have a lot of things that they can look at
Right.
on TV and in the community that we don't want them to pattern.
Exactly.
So you all want them to pattern what you all are doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Actually, we're actually getting together with the whole group where we're actually trying to plan a retreat pretty much around the end of July, where we would get like a group of kids where we would, from that Friday to that Sunday, we would be teaching them, life goals, teaching them how to fish, tie ties,
Really?
all different things.
So it'll be a sleepover kind of thing, camping or
Yes, ma'am.
whatever. Really? And is this free?
Well, yes, ma'am. They
Wow.
won't have to pay nothing.
Okay, and so that is, you all taking it to another level.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're in the schools reading, you're working in some counties in South Georgia, now you're expanding over to Phoenix City.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's where you work, and of course you work in South Georgia, and I thank
Right.
you for driving up today.
No problem.
Because some of the counties you're working with in South Georgia are some of the poorest in the nation.
Yes,
And
right.
that's why you all are trying to get the kids motivated.
Right.
Because you want to have them on that positive track so they can be productive citizens.
And a lot of times, like when it comes to like the rural areas and towns, just like you mentioned, when they lack the parenting in some cases,
Right.
or either like you said, when they lack the motivation, it definitely keeps the fire lit under them, so that way they can see beyond their situation.
Exactly. And you have to see different, to know different, to do different.
Exactly.
And each one needs to reach one.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
So
you.
I really, really applaud you all for
Exactly.
what you're doing. Tell us how we can reach you if someone wants you all to come and speak.
Well, we have a Facebook page. They can, if they have access to Facebook, they
Right.
can just type in the search engine Red Devil Bros. That's REDDEVILBROS.
Okay.
And Nelson Mandela is going to be on our front of our page.
Okay.
That's our page. Or we have cards. And
Okay.
Pretty much that. I mean,
And you're on Facebook
I am
as Chris Smith.
Chris Smith.
And you're on Facebook
Donnie
as
Johnson.
Donnie Johnson.
That's correct.
Well, I thank you all so much. I'm excited. I like to see positive African American men being great
Thank
role
you.
models for our children.
Well, thank
Just
you.
keep up the good work, and we'll have to have you back again for an update.
Yes, ma'am.
All
ma'am.
right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Chalk by Quincy introduces Excellence Redefined, timepieces of the finest technology, luxury, and class with tons of style at chalklifestyle.com. Renal Associates, LLC, a team of physicians dedicated to excellent kidney care with 5 convenient locations to serve you. Stark Avenue, Columbus, Bradley Park, Columbus, Lafayette Parkway, LaGrange, East Burkhalter Avenue, Buena Vista, and Springs Street in Warm Springs. The Framing Factory and Art Gallery, specializing in quality art and framing for all your needs. Original etchings, limited editions, and prints. Call Carlton Dickey today at 706-324-3823 or visit the Art Gallery at 1325 17th Street in Columbus.
Come meet your new best friend at Paws Humane. Adopting from your shelter makes sense. You get a great friend checked by our vet. They're fixed, all shots, microchipped, all ready to make you and your family's life better. 4900 Milton Road, Columbus. Paws Humane.
Come meet your new best friend at Paws Humane.
And welcome back to Straightforward. I have my awesome friends in support of autism awareness, Marianne Young and Diane Pope. Welcome.
Thank you.
Marianne, you worked so hard, and you were one of the best kept secrets. We ended up meeting each other through the school district meetings and attending things. You know, I'm a grandparent. Concerned, don't have kids in public schools, but as my philosophy as an old social worker is, all the children are our children.
That's right.
And you turned out to be this excellent resource for families that had children that was on the autism spectrum, which is it's a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot if people don't know what to do.
Right.
And so you got some events going on, and today we want you and Diane to share with our audience. We need to be educated. What is autism? And who does it touch? I mean, is it a certain group? Is it anybody? So we just want to cover all of that information because we want to tell people who, what, when, where, how, and why.
Right.
Okay?
Autism affects every race, creed, color, social status. It affects everyone across the board. I think males do have it at a little bit higher of a rate than females, but people think that the females, it's just a little different to diagnose with them. But it's a developmental disability, and it primarily affects their social interactions, but it can impact communications. It's a spectrum, so some children don't speak at all.
Really?
And some are very articulate, and it can range.
Really?
It can range.
So that's why it's so tricky.
Yes.
Because
That's
people
it.
don't really know. It's
Exactly.
not like if you
Yeah.
have, say, diabetes or hypertension or something where it's easily measured. This can be from here to there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so usually when a mother realizes, Diane, that her child is developing a little different, what are some of the signs?
They don't necessarily babble. They don't speak. They might, be noticeably behind on some of their milestones, as, compared to perhaps somebody's other children.
Right.
And so tantrums.
Really?
Yeah, not just the regular
Right.
2-year-old
Oh,
tantrums.
I know, because we have those terrible twos,
because
but
it's more of
different.
it's a meltdown. It's not really a tantrum.
It's frustration.
And there is a difference. And so it's often from overstimulation, or perhaps they can't communicate their need and they get frustrated. Yeah, but currently the CDC says that there's 1 in every 68 children.
Okay, so the CDC, we want to educate, is
Yeah.
the Center for Disease Control.
That's right.
Okay,
Yes.
CDC.
Yeah.
So,
So-
you live in that world sometimes,
I
and
know,
we're
I'm
talking
sorry.
acronyms. No, that's okay. It's just that we want those that are watching
Right.
to be clear, and
Absolutely.
if they need other information, we want them to know where they can go and
Absolutely.
find it.
So
Yeah.
they say 1 in 68 are the official numbers, but if you actually look on their website, they're now saying it looks like it's 1 in 45.
Really?
And there's actually, I think, an American-Korean study that says it's something like 1 in 28. So
Really?
it's really much higher than everybody thinks.
And it's close to home, so that the chances are it's in every family.
Exactly.
If it's 1 in 28.
Exactly.
Right.
And we think there's as many as 3,000 people on the spectrum in the Chattahoochee Valley.
3,000.
3,000, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. So the ones you said, someone can be very verbal and high functioning,
Right.
and then you can have another person that does not communicate at all.
Right. Some kids really have no language. Some parrot. It's called a clochlia, where they'll just.
What is it called?
A clochlia, where they'll just repeat whatever you say.
Right.
And then the old diagnosis of Asperger's, which is part of the autism spectrum, can use words like troglodyte when they're 3 years old.
Right.
So it is a spectrum, but there's also some stereotypical movements. You might see kids flapping their hands or making poor eye contact. Those are commonly
What
associated.
about the rocking? because I had a teacher, my 3rd grade teacher, her daughter, and at the time, you know, people didn't really know like you all. They were not that informed, but she rocked a lot. She did, but she could sing. Yeah, so the music thing was very soothing.
So important.
Right. So you have different therapies for addressing.
Right. And you know, sometimes they can sing, but they can't speak.
Really?
Yes, I know someone locally that this young man, he has a beautiful singing voice, but he's unable to speak. I didn't realize that it was a different part of the vocal cord that's used. Yeah.
So if he can sing, then the part of the speech is not connecting.
I think it's a vocal cord thing. I'm not sure, or
So
maybe it is something in the brain. I'm not sure.
So, and those are things we're still learning about.
Yes, exactly.
Really?
There's so much to learn.
And so for a new mother with a child on the spectrum, it's already frustrating if you are a new mother. You're just trying to figure out what to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care all the books you read, you're still never ready.
That's right.
So that adds a different level of stress. And so you all have the
Autism Hope Center.
Autism Hope Center. And
Yes.
where is that located?
Bradley Park Court. But a lot of our work is actually done in the field. We go to people's homes.
Home visits, really?
To when the state comes to do an evaluation, we might go for that. We partner with a lot of churches for some of our events. We do teen and tween socials. The teen socials at Columbus Tech. So we partner with everybody. Because there's just so many that need help, and it's just hard for us to do it any other way.
Right, so you are the family resource,
Yeah.
the go-to.
Yeah.
You know what to look for. You know where the support services are. And that can save the parents a lot of time.
Well, and the other problem is the insurance. It really depends what kind of insurance you have on who you can go and see.
Really?
And in fact, until January of this year, Medicaid wouldn't cover ABA therapy, which is considered the most proven therapy for autism.
Yes.
They wouldn't pay for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we're thrilled that now they are.
Right.
And we've actually got new providers coming to the area because of that.
That's why it's important to know and be engaged. I mean, it's a political season. People need to vote because those are resources that families need so that they can live daily. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our break to our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. Okay. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Warrior Outreach. Contact Command Sergeant Major Retired Sam Rhodes or Kathy Rhodes. The Hugel Foundation, enriching the community through Christian music support, community outreach, and the Georgia Through Photography Project. For more information, call B at 706-568-6431. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. Best Care, transforming minds and bodies, leading the way in the latest techniques of medical weight loss and wellness. Certified in family medicine and bariatrics, Dr. Blunt is ready to assist in the transformation of your mind and body. Call today, 706-221-6477, or visit bestcarecolumbus.com. East Alabama Endocrinology, educating and caring for those living with diabetes in Alabama and Georgia. 1400 Bradley Lake Boulevard, 3320 Skyway Drive, Suite 602, Opelika. Take charge of diabetes and live your best life. Kia Chambers School Board at Large, the Gold Star Program. Paving the path to success through academic achievement, student empowerment, leadership development, and citizenship. Encouraging all students to reach for the stars. State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front line for veterans every day. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing my conversation with the awesome autism advocates Marianne Young and Diane Pope. You all are really angels. I just can't imagine being a parent, having a child, especially a mother. You know, we always carry everything on our hearts. Having a child that would be in need of certain care, and then Medicaid or insurance wouldn't cover it, or they only cover it till the child is 6 years old, but the child has to continue to live.
Yeah.
So a lot of work. You all put a lot of work, or your advocates did, into getting legislation passed.
It took 7 years,
7
to
years.
get, it's called Ava's Law, passed.
Ava's Law.
Ava's Law. And, but the legislator, Georgia legislator, was very nervous about how much it was really going to cost everybody. So they only allowed it up to age 6. You could get ABA therapy up to age 6. Well, in our area, often the kids are 5 before they get diagnosed.
Exactly.
So that's a year of therapy. And then I
Yes.
guess they were all cured after that.
Oh my goodness! Isn't that
Anyway,
ridiculous?
yeah. But this year, the legislature just voted on it and passed it. But we're not sure of the details of when it will come into effect yet. I don't know that it's been announced. But so now they've continued it from age 6 to age 20. So
Wow.
that is going to be huge.
Yes.
And then at the same time, January this year, Medicaid started to pay for it. So there's going to be a lot of kids that get help.
Right, and before, parents and families were struggling.
They were.
With just trying to figure out how to care and maintain their child.
It was heartbreaking because they
Yes.
knew what the kids needed, but they couldn't afford it.
Exactly. And so that is why we're in a political season. People need to be informed, know what the issues are. It's not always about who is running for something. You need to understand the issues that's on the ballot. And a lot of families, in working families, they depend on Medicaid to assist with their special needs children.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's very, besides the emotional drain on the family when you're dealing with any chronic illness, really, it's hard. But the financial drain, I mean, it's a 1-2 punch. It's devastating to families.
Yeah.
And those that can often move out of these states.
Really?
You know, to try and get the kids the
To
help
try
they
to
need.
save their children, or to get the best support they can for
But
their children.
not providing these interventions for these kids, there's a long-term cost to all of society.
Yes.
Early intervention is key
Yes.
to getting these kids to talk and
interact.
control
And,
their response to sensory stimulus, and, so that they can be functional adults. They're brilliant minds.
Yes.
And we need them in our world.
We
you know?
do. We do. I mean, we need everyone that's here. We need them here. Everyone has a role to play.
That's
I
right.
believe that.
But
There's
we
a
have
plan
to
and a
pour,
purpose.
we have to pour into them early,
Right.
to reap the dividends later.
Because you're a mom and you have a child that's on the spectrum.
I do
and
too.
so you do too. So tell me what your child is doing, because I always get excited when you post things on social media. I'm like, wow.
Evan is just doing fabulous. I mean, he's
participating.
one of the biggest joys of my life. I mean, I have 3 kids and they're all great, but he's just a joy.
And there was something about the speech you were saying, and how people could get support services for that the last time you were here.
Right. So he does get speech therapy through school. There are laws. It's the Individuals with Disabilities Educational Act that provides specialized services to eligible children in schools. So he does get speech therapy in school, and among a few other things. And
That's good.
He's just blossoming. He's just blossoming.
But see, you knew, or you had the wherewithal to just stay in the fight. Some parents, they just get worn out.
They give up.
Right.
They really do.
Yeah. And so with your child, boy, girl, it's a he.
It's a he, Gary, and he's going to actually be 30.
Really?
In a couple of weeks, which is incredible to me.
Yeah.
But it's been a journey.
And what's his gift, though? Because they all have
He has
a gift.
Asperger's. He is, I don't know, he goes to college and he has his own
Really?
business.
My
and
goodness.
he actually wants to be involved with environmental science. That's his passion. And so, you know, we're really, I don't know, it's just a journey what he's going to come up with next, really. But I first tried to get him diagnosed when he was 5.
Yes.
And they said, oh, he's just gifted. And I was like, you don't understand.
Yes.
Because he read so well. That was his gift. He, at age 5, he had a 6th grade reading level.
Really?
He just devoured non-fiction books and could tell you everything that was in them. So when people looked at him, they looked at what they considered the best.
He was a genius
Yes,
in their eyes.
yes,
Yes.
yes. And so it was a struggle trying to get him services and understanding his deficits.
And he is a college student.
Yes.
And has his own business.
Yes.
See, that's how we know that God has a plan and a purpose.
That's right.
I believe that. I really do. And not
Yes.
just saying that. I
Yes.
really believe that. And so you have worked as a parent with this for 30 years.
And so this is how I kind of got involved with all this. But of course, there was no internet back then.
Oh, I know.
So I'm aging myself. But so I had to buy books and read them and just try and learn and try and figure out what his diagnosis was, because no one was helping me. They were all
Right.
just shut me down because of his gifts.
Right.
And so I did.
You do what a mother does.
That's
We
right.
are the best investigators
That's right.
on earth.
That's right.
So you have an event coming up.
Yes,
Light
we
It
do.
Up Blue.
We do.
Columbus.
Light It Up Blue Columbus. And this is it's a collaboration between the Autism Society of Alabama and the Autism Hope Center. And so, you know, we used to say autism awareness, but really
Right.
at this point I think we need autism acceptance.
Okay, acceptance.
So we're
Okay.
starting to stress that more and more. But this is a 5K
Okay.
and then a fun walk. And we're just really excited to bring people and show, you know, the awareness and the acceptance. And it will be Saturday, the run goes at 9 and then the walk is
Saturday,
at 10,
April 28th.
at the
And-
Infantry Museum.
At the Infantry Museum.
Yeah.
And so it's free to anyone would like to come.
We want people to register because it's a fundraiser.
I understand.
Yeah.
But they can come and register to run for
Yes.
this good cause.
Or they can go on to Run Sign Up, and there is actually a Facebook page, Light It Up Blue Columbus.
Okay, Light It Up Blue Columbus, and we want everyone who thinks they're this physically fit person, you know, to go and sign up. Light It Up Blue Columbus. It's going to be Saturday, April the 28th, and you're going to be at the Infantry Museum.
Yes.
At what time?
Well, I think registration opens at 8:15.
At 8:15.
Yeah.
So no excuse. We're giving them enough notice. This is an
That's
awesome
right.
cause. I thank you all so much as a mother and a grandmother. And I tell people, when you have children, you don't really know. But when they're here, all the children are our children.
That's right.
So stay in the fight. I'm very proud. We have to bring you back, not just when it's, you know, when we're having an event, but just to keep people educated and let them know about the resources.
Okay,
All right.
that's wonderful.
much.
Thank you
Thank you
so
all
much.
so much. We really appreciate it. Okay. This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.